Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Gears 12 here, and today we are diving into another Megadeth record, the discography. Today we're talking about probably the most famous and most well-loved Megadeth record, if you exclude Peace Sales, Rust in Peace. Wow. How do you start a review, or how do you start thinking about this Megadeth album without first thinking and saying, wow? Because there's a huge difference from looking at So Far So Good So What to now Rust in Peace, the transition. And the two biggest key factors that made this transition successful and amazing is the fact that now we have Marty Friedman on lead guitar and we also have Nick Menza on drums. I was originally going to talk about some individual tracks, but I'll get to some of those tracks as we talk about the band and the sound and all that good stuff. But I want to talk about the new guys first. I'm going to go off into the band, what the band sounds like, and talk about each individual member, and then we'll talk about the songs later on. I want to switch this review up a little bit, switch it up. So, let's start off with the new guys first. Let's talk about Nick Menza on drums. This guy's a monster. That's just the easiest thing I can say. He is a monster of a drummer. I mean, we saw what Gar could do on the first two records of Megadeth, and then we saw, I forget his name, sorry, on So Far So Good So What, it wasn't Gar. He didn't really get the job up to what the capability of what Gar could do. But now we have Nick Menza on Rust in Peace. And man, this guy gets so much props. I praise him. His drumming is just amazing. He totally fits with Megadeth. He completes Megadeth for this album because his drumming, there was no like drumming where it wasn't up to par with anything of the material that's going on guitar and bass wise. His drumming is up par. It's like on level with everything else. His drumming is just amazing. Big props to Nick Menza. He really made this album much more enjoyable than it already is without his drumming skills. His drumming made it just so much more enjoyable. Big props to Nick. Marty Friedman. We've already had a guy, Chris Poland, on guitar, so lead guitar, on the first two records. We already saw what the capability of what could happen when Dave Mustaine does guitar solos, and we had another guitarist who was technically the lead guitarist, Chris Poland. But now we have Marty Friedman. Okay, this guy really showed something on this record. I mean, his guitar solos are just mind-blowing. The fact that his playing style is superior to Dave Mustaine in some ways, and maybe some ways Dave Mustaine's superior in other ways. But Marty Friedman really showed so much guitar work, and he showed a lot of just incredible guitar playing. I mean, he really shined on Tornado of Souls and just, you know, these other songs that really he stood out. His guitar playing is top-notch. Marty Friedman was perfect for this album, for the guitar solo wise and playing along with Dave Mustaine, dual guitaring. I mean, he really was the right person to pick for this. Let's talk about Dave Elson on bass. I love how they turned up the bass on this record. His bass was turned up on past records, but his bass is especially heard on this album. The fact that there's a little bit after the opening of Five Magics where it's like a really fast guitar bit with, you know, the whole band bit. But then we go off into the slower, groovy type thing, and Dave Ellefson's playing this bass thing, and it's so clear, and it's so awesome to hear that. And the fact that he's really showcased throughout this album. Take No Prisoners, one of my favorite tracks. There's like a 4 to 5 second thing where he's doing like, it sounds like a bass tapping. I'm not exactly sure, but it sure sounds like it's bass tapping. But it is just so amazing to hear just that little bit. Like, there's Dave Ellefson going crazy. And the fact that he has special moments and highlights on this album really shows something awesome from Dave Ellefson. I really, really, really enjoy that. Dave Ellefson really deserves to be shown, and he gets it on this album. Dave Mustaine, man, his vocal work is so amazing. He really showcases what he can do with his vocals, because on the past records he was just discovering his vocals on Killing Is My Business, and then on Peace Sales he really found what his vocal style is, and he was really pushing his vocals to new limits, and it was really, really good. And then So Far So Good So What was good, but not exactly Peace Sales good. And now on Rust in Peace his vocals are more aggressive, they're more heavy. His lyrical content is very good. I really enjoy what he brought to the table on this album, lyrically wise and vocally wise. His voice was really top notch for this album for sure. His guitar playing, his rhythm guitar playing, and solos, lead guitar parts are awesome. I mean, the riffs on this album is just ridiculous. The fact that him and Marty are going crazy. The riffs in Holy Wars, The Punishment Due, the opener of the album, oh my god. That is the perfect way to open up a Megadeth album with the most epic song, in my opinion, is Holy Wars. If they would have opened the album with, like, Hangar 18, a totally different feel for this album. But the fact that Holy Wars, The Punishment Due, opens this album really stands out. And just, I love the riffs. I love everything that went on. Dave Mustaine's guitar solo on Holy Wars, The Punishment Due, which was mentioned by Maiden Slave, another reviewer. He did claim, and I'm not sure about this, I didn't look it up, but I'm taking his word for it, which I think it's really awesome, and I do believe it, that Dave Mustaine's guitar solo, which is close to the end of the song, right before they jump back into the verse at the end of the song, the guitar solo that's just going blistering crazy is Dave Mustaine, and it took him one take to do that in the studio. One time, and the first take was it. Done. You don't have to do it no more. That's amazing, okay? But after that, I mean, like, the rest of the songs are amazing. I mean, Holy Wars, The Punishment Due, Hangar 18, Take No Prisoners, Tornado of Souls. Those are my highlights. Those are my favorite songs on the album. I mean, I love all the songs. Don't get me wrong. But those are my favorite songs for many reasons. But just everything on this album just fits, okay? That's really what I can really say about this album, is the fact that there's so much what you'd expect from Megadeth, because we heard Peace Sells, and it was so amazing. It was such a progression from Killing Is My Business. It was the Megadeth we were accustomed to. Then So Far So Good So What had some minor mishaps. But then from So Far So Good So What to now Rust in Peace is a huge transition, and I love it. This is what people were expecting, because when Peace Sells happened, Megadeth fans were wanting a Peace Sells 2, you know, like a part 2, like something similar to Peace Sells that makes them love Megadeth more. And we didn't really get that in So Far So Good So What. Some people could say, yeah, I did. But to me, no. Rust in Peace is the album that people wanted. And it's the album I wanted, and I love every second of it. And it begs the question, is it a 10 out of 10? Yeah. Rust in Peace by Megadeth is a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. This album defines Megadeth. This album is Megadeth. This is the perfect Megadeth album. It has the vocal quality of Dave Mustaine, the dual guitaring aspect of Dave Mustaine and Marty Friedman. Okay, the Hangar 18, that song alone should showcase what Megadeth is. Like, dual battle guitaring back and forth between those two, that is exciting, and it's awesome. Okay, Dave Elson on bass, as he should be. Okay, the only other founding member besides Dave Mustaine playing bass, he's being highlighted, he's being shown off. And then Nick Menza here, who is really showcasing and stepping up to what Gar was doing on the first 2 records. Nick Menza really showcasing stuff. What more could you ask for? I can't think of anything negative to say about this album, because everything fits. There's so much thrash. There's a lot of groovy moments. There's a lot of, bass moments. There's a lot of amazing guitar solo work, which, I could talk about the guitar solos for this album for like 20 minutes and still have more to say, because there's so much complex stuff going on in it. I just wanted to make this review short and sweet, because it's straight to the point. Rust in Peace is a perfect 10 out of 10 in my opinion. All the songs fit well with the album. Nothing feels out of place. It is the Megadeth album that I was wanting. After hearing So Far So Good So What, I was hoping that Rust in Peace would recapture what I loved from, Peace Sells. I was hoping that Rust in Peace would bring me back to loving Megadeth more, because So Far So Good So What? It was okay. But Rust in Peace did what I wanted it to do, and it did more. So Rust in Peace is a 10 out of 10. I love this album. That's my review, guys. This album is just mind-blowing. So, there you go, guys. So, like I said, 10 out of 10. So, my question to you guys, if you're still watching, comment down below. Comment down below if I said that wrong. I don't even know why. But, comment down below and let me know what's your favorite track on the album and why. Or, if you don't want to answer that, just tell me why you love this album. And give your own rating. I'm curious to see what you guys think of your own rating of this album in the comment section below. So, let me know. I'm excited to read it. So, I will see you guys later with another review. That's really it. So, I'll see you guys later.